Alright, well here you can see I'm in the process of adding the second break to this shell. Well, technically this is the last break, as it will be the last one to ignite, but in building order, this is the first, this is going to be the second. You can see I've got this shell inserted onto the spolet of the second, and I've got newspaper here and another disc to protect this shell when this breaks. You can see inside here, got a few more discs, and I'll go ahead and push this down. And now this is seated quite nicely right on top of this, and when I spike it, it will compact this newspaper a little more, and the two shells will really grab together. So that is the goal. Alright, you can see I have taped on a bit of black match onto my spolet to aid in quick ignition, and now the first step here in loading the shell up is going to be to put in the stars, and to do that I put in this mold, and this I will fill in the center with black powder, and around the outside I will fill in with my my stars, and then a little black powder in between those to keep them nice and compact. As I start placing these stars in here, some of them want to get out of line, and I'll use a dowel such as this to adjust them, make sure they're as close together as possible so it doesn't take too much black powder to fill in between them. Okay, now I've loaded in all the stars, and the first thing I'll start to do is take some black powder in my hand and go ahead and drop it in on top of the stars, and then start to knock it down so that it fills all empty spaces. Alright, and once all spaces between the stars have been filled with black powder, it's time to start putting black powder in this core here. And this black powder in a size shell such as this should be very large. As you can see, this is quite large granules of black powder. Now here is the shell with the spolet loaded, and you can see I've added one extra layer of black powder on top of any remaining stars that were exposed, and now it's time to seal this thing up. Alright, this shell is now ready to be spiked for the second time. You can see I've put on some masking tape between these shells to hold them together while spiking, and the spiking itself will hold them together permanently. You can see that I'm tying on yet another disc on the bottom of this. you can see I've taken the spiking all the way down to the bottom shell and just done one wrap just like that to help keep that spiking on that bottom shell tight. Then I'll start going and I'll wrap a few around the middle section here. Hands really start to cramp up doing this. Now right there, that is how you spike a 5-inch multi-break shell. And here is the shell, second break fully attached. And man, if I have time, I'll go ahead and throw that third break on there.